Imagine dedicating your entire life to one event. Not one season, not one tournament, not even one generation, but an event so massive that it only happens once every 4 years. Now imagine covering it not once, not twice, but 18 times. At 91 years old, Enrique Macaya Márquez has done exactly that. As the world turns its attention to the 2026 FIFA World Cup, featuring 48 nations, 3 host countries, and the biggest tournament in football history, another record is quietly being broken. A record that may never be surpassed. A record built not on goals, trophies, or championships, but on time, dedication, and an extraordinary love for the beautiful game. This is the incredible story of the man who has witnessed more World Cup history than anyone else on earth. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications, because this channel brings you the most fascinating football stories from around the world. The beginning of an impossible journey, long before social media, long before television broadcasts reached every corner of the planet, long before football became a billion-dollar industry. A young boy named Enrique Macaya Márquez was already falling in love with journalism. Born in Argentina in 1934, he grew up in a world dramatically different from today's football landscape. At only 8 years old, he began distributing newspapers in the Flores district of Buenos Aires. While most children his age spent their afternoons playing in the streets, Macaya was already learning the value of information and storytelling. The newspapers he carried contained stories about wars, politics, and sports. Little did anyone know that one day he would become one of the most important storytellers in football history. By the age of 15, he had secured a position at Radio El Mundo, one of Argentina's most influential broadcasting stations. What started as a simple job quickly evolved into something much greater. Macaya immersed himself in the world of radio. He studied how broadcasts worked. He learned how to communicate with audiences. He observed experienced journalists. And slowly, he built the foundation of a career that would span more than 7 decades. Sweden, 1958, the first World Cup. In 1958, a young sports journalist traveled to Sweden to cover his first FIFA World Cup. Nobody paid much attention. There were no headlines about him, no celebrations, no special recognition. He was simply another journalist doing his job. But history was quietly beginning. That tournament introduced the world to a 17-year-old Brazilian phenomenon named Pelé. While millions watched a future legend emerge, Enrique Macaya Márquez was there documenting every moment. What nobody realized at the time was that he had just started a streak that would continue for nearly 70 years. One World Cup became 2, 2 became 5, 5 became 10, then 15, and eventually 18. Witness. Think about this for a second. Most football fans only experience a handful of World Cups during their lifetime. Macaya Márquez has witnessed 18. He reported on Pelé's rise. He saw the dominance of Brazil's golden generations. He watched Argentina lift the trophy on home soil in 1978. He witnessed Diego Maradona produce one of the greatest performances in football history during Mexico 1986. He covered Ronaldo Nazario's era. He documented the emergence of Cristiano Ronaldo. He followed Lionel Messi's remarkable journey from young prospect to world champion. Entire football dynasties have risen and fallen before his eyes. Players became legends. Legends became history. And through it all, Enrique Macaya Márquez remained there with a microphone, a notebook, and a unique perspective that no one else could match. A living connection between football generations. What makes Macaya Márquez extraordinary isn't simply the number 18. It's what those 18 World Cups represent. He is one of the few people alive who can personally connect football's greatest eras. He witnessed football, before color television. He witnessed football before instant replays, before VAR, before social media, before the Champions League became a global phenomenon, before footballers became worldwide celebrities. His career stretches from the age of radio to the age of streaming platforms and digital media. Very few individuals in any profession remain relevant across such dramatic technological and cultural change. Yet Macaya Márquez has managed to do exactly that. Generation after generation continued listening to him, trusting him, learning from him, respecting him. The recognition of a legend. By the time the 2022 World Cup arrived in Qatar, the football world fully understood the magnitude of what Enrique Macaya Márquez had accomplished. During the tournament, he received a special tribute from Apes America, recognizing his unprecedented contribution to sports journalism. The honor celebrated not just a career, it celebrated an institution, a living piece of football history. Then came another extraordinary moment. As preparations for the 2026 World Cup intensified, FIFA President Gianni Infantino publicly praised Macaya Márquez, highlighting his unique ability to connect generations of football supporters across decades. It was a rare acknowledgement from the highest level of football governance. One legend recognizing another, the record that may never be broken. The modern media landscape makes Macaya Márquez's achievement even more remarkable. Sports journalism has become faster, more competitive, more demanding. Few careers now last decades. Even fewer span 70 years. To break his record, a journalist starting today would need to cover every World Cup until the year 2094. Think about that. Many of us reading this will not even be alive to witness someone attempting it. That's how extraordinary this accomplishment truly is. His record is not just difficult, it may be virtually impossible. The 18th World Cup now, in 2026, at 91 years old, Enrique Macaya Márquez returns once again. The stadiums are bigger. The technology is more advanced. The tournament has expanded to 48 teams, but one thing remains unchanged. His passion for football. As players chase glory on the pitch, another story unfolds behind the scenes. The story of a man who has dedicated almost his entire life to documenting the world's greatest sporting event. From Pelé to Maradona, from Ronaldo to Messi, from black and white broadcasts to the digital age. No journalist has traveled further through World Cup history than Enrique Macaya Márquez. And as the 2026 World Cup begins, he stands alone at the summit of sports journalism. A living legend, a witness to football history, and perhaps the owner of a record that will never be broken again.